guys information. The timekeeper's right here, the judges. And we ready, timekeeper? Begin.
My companion, my little pork chop. But I was getting restless. I thought that maybe my days at the farm were coming to an end. I accepted the noble role of vegetarian. And with this burden on my mind, I decided that this was not the life for me. Bags packed, I grabbed my teddy, and I was off to the army. There I was, my life signed away with one stroke of the pen. Stationed in London, awaiting command. I hoped for a job as a supply officer. Instead, I had to be cook. Close enough, I thought, until I thought a little more. For then I realized that all the men in the army ate beef and pork roast and maybe a side of bacon. Remembered my dear friend Hamlet. I could not continue feeding these people this food. This is not the life for me. new home was the Andes, with mountains so peaceful, it was like heaven. It was like a dream come true. My only connection with civilization was when the cargo trucks came to take my beans. I thought that I'd finally found my paradise. Till one day, when what I thought was the roar of a friendly old Chevy turned out to be the roar of a helicopter, out of which walked three men. Two had chainsaws, the other one a suit and a cellular. Seeing these men enraged me. My paradise had finally been found. Grabbing the few possessions I had, I kissed each llama on the nose, and then opened the gates of freedom. These intruders spoiled the land. This is not the life for me. So here I am. I've spent my life wandering. No place to stay, no place to go. My life just a pawn in fate's chess game. Someday, I might accomplish the great feat to make the world a better place. Oh well, I guess that never has enough time.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to come forward, okay, and fill in all the chairs in the front. And then I have some parents that are standing over there, and if you would like a chair, we've got some room in the back row here for any parents sponsoring a program called Odyssey of the Mind. This program continues to grow at Camel's Hump due to the efforts of a wide variety of people. Our community as a whole, and their support for parents, teachers, other students who support the youngsters who compete. We've had a tremendous amount of success over the years, and that doesn't come just because there's one element of our population that is supporting an event. It really comes because the entire community is behind it. We had extraordinary success this year, and we thought that it was important that we take time to celebrate those achievements. First, without this important leadership,
been around and let people in. He started out in OM today and went to the regionals, and I'd like everybody to stand up in those 11 teams.
We didn't bring Governor Dean here just to kind of sit there, Ted, so we want you to come out and shake his hand here.
Well, this is a real honor. I was told by my welcoming committee, who I want to identify, that on the trip to the international super world I was going to be in Europe. They said they were going to settle for a camping trip instead. I have a special certificate for these folks. I'm going to read their names. Tyler Andrews, Ellen Kelly, Duncan Martin, Helen McClure, Greg Pearson, Wesley Ruhl, and Will Stockard. I don't know which one of you wants to come up with it. I'll come up and collect this, but this ought to hang, I hope, in Campbelltown Middle School long after you all have gone, so congratulations. This is really important to me. We did sort of throw this together because my schedule is so awful. But the reason I wanted to do this is because a lot of times we read the papers and the sports page and listen to the radio on the way over when the baseball playoffs and the championship for baseball. We read the sports page, big headlines, somebody wins the hockey championship. Reading the sports page, big headlines, somebody wins the football championship. Sometimes you don't get the headlines for the things that are most important. And athletics is important. It's wonderful and it teaches you a lot of things. But as you get older, it's not always easy to be so great athletically. And there are not too many people from Vermont who go on and make athletics a career. But there are a lot of people from Vermont who go on and use their minds to help their career and end up doing all kinds of things that are really helpful, like training themselves and demanding a lot of themselves. This is the season for high school graduations and middle school graduations. I understand you're this next Thursday. One of the things I just want to say is that I think this is a remarkable achievement, and I think it's a remarkable program. I think this community gets a lot of credit for that. Because you're looking down the road 5, 10, 15, 20 years. This is the kind of thing that trains you to be an adult, that trains you to use your brain and to never give up and to stretch yourself as far as you possibly can. That's really, really important. It's a pleasure for me to come and just congratulate people for a great academic achievement. We don't do enough of that, and I hope we're going to do a lot more of that in the future. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Tucker's been appointed to start.
Alright, we just want to talk about what OM has meant to us and what it will mean to us later. Alright, OM means the, like I told they're always there to back me up. I was able to do it, but Duncan came through, he performed well. started out in fifth grade doing a problem, which wasn't after a year of that of really core interest we found out. And later we noticed that the more into the acting type of problems. So the next year we kind of changed over to that. And this year we just kept on trucking. And we got to where we did. All right.
This stuff doesn't happen without another very important ingredient. So I'd like to ask Nancy Stoddard and Navy Caruso to come up here. They were the coaches of this team. So I'd like to ask them both to come forward. And if either of them would like to say a few things, we'd like for that to happen. But certainly we want them to get recognition for being a very important part of this winning team. How about let's see how we're going to do this.
Competition and creativity. Christine Hinkle and photographer Bob Davis have our report.
Like to defend my country against an evil empire.
These kids wrote this music in verse and constructed this set as part of an odyssey. They're participating in Odyssey of the Mind, It's a competition that requires kids to explore.
Well, for one thing, in school, when they give you like pieces of paper, like math problems, those are all left brain questions. They don't want your left brain to overpower your right brain all the time. They want to bring out that right brain part of you.
The kids call it OHM, and their first assignment is to come up with a creative solution to a problem they receive in advance. This year they had to choose an inanimate object and make it come to life.
We had a fire here, and it comes to life with mimes dressed up in these costumes as fire. We thought it was something that no one else would do. We thought that a lot of people were going to do, say, a toaster, you know, some sort of appliance, and we thought fire would be a really creative idea.
Another question is the spontaneous question, which they don't get asked until the competition. These boys are practicing by answering, what are all the uses for this mouse?
To throw across the floor for your cat to chase. Street hockey. A doorstop. Put it in your father's clothes. Pass it up as a cheap Mickey.
OHM is part of the culture here at Camel's Hump. For 15 years, students from this school have participated.
And it sort of has been like a snowball effect that once one or two teams got involved and did a really good job with it, it's kind of gotten, the rest of the people have gotten interested in it, and it's kind of rolled on over the years.
And all of their hard work seems to be paying off. These kids breezed through the regional and state contests and are now heading to Orlando, Florida in May to compete in the World Odyssey of the Mind competition. Christine Hinkle, Channel 3 News, Richmond.
It's a cheap Mickey.
Well, they're going to Orlando so they can pick up a real Mickey.
Right, exactly. Hope they don't see any tornadoes there. It's an interesting project, the Odyssey of the Mind. Some of the kids really do well.
They're doing a great job. Sounds great.
You bet. And the weather?
In the weather,
Orlando a week ago for the world competition Odyssey of the Mind. This afternoon, they jumped off the plane ready to show off their first place prize. We went to Camel's Hump back in April when the students were preparing for the contest. This is the Create and Animate performance that won them top honors. The 7-boy team chose fire as their subject, and they made it come to life with music. In this skit, they beat out 700 teams from across the country to win the award.
Different kind of thinking, and it's more of it's like more fun, and there's a reward of going to Florida.
The first place trophy gets to be kept in a case in the school lobby for everyone to see. Sounds like he's a little hoarse from having the cheering.
Pretty smart characters at the...
and before the storm, we're looking for another round of showers and thunderstorms late tomorrow. But